Happy Monday. Bonnie here. I'm going to give you guys about a minute to get on, but we have an awesome topic today, okay? It is taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. And I am really excited because we have Claire Leighton coming on. So she'll be on in about a second. I got on here about a minute early. So welcome everybody. All right, good. It is up and working. Alrighty. Okay, let me see if I can get Claire on here. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. All right, as soon as she gets on, I'll have her get on. How was your weekend? Post in the comments what you guys did. I'm excited to hear about it. All right. Let's see, I'm going to make sure the sound is working. For some reason, it's not working on my computer. Let me know if you guys can hear me. But it could just be that I have both open at the same time. All right. Also, thank you guys so much for posting the, you guys posted your current rank, the rank you want to get to, your frustrations, and the positive things that are happening in your business. So I'm going to use those questions moving forward to answer in this group videos, okay? So normally they are at 1 o'clock Central Time in this Facebook group from about 1 to 1:30. Today's a shorter topic. We're thinking maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Some are going to be a little bit longer and some are shorter. I have a ton of recordings on YouTube. Just search Bonnie Donahue, okay? Or the pinned post. So we have a lot of awesome videos and we don't like wasting your time. So this one's going to be a shorter one, but really good. So Claire did this in her group and it was awesome and she had a huge response and people were saying they loved it, and I'm like, okay, Claire, you need to come on and do it in this group because everyone was really excited about it. So before she gets on, I just came on again a minute or two before it starts, but sometimes we have ups and downs in our businesses, right? And personal life. So our personal life is going awesome. Our personal life can also, be struggling, right? With commitments, things that we're saying yes to, things that we're saying no to, self-care, just personal things. And so Claire just has some really good tips on creating the boundaries in your business, streamlining your business, and then also self-care, right? So taking care of yourself. So then the topic, hey Erin, welcome Danielle, welcome Jane, welcome everybody, so you can take care of others, okay? So as soon as she gets on, I think all of you guys are joining at the exact same time. My phone is kind of going crazy here. All right, let's see. Claire, if you're on, let me know because I have so many people that are trying to get on. Hi, Allie. Welcome, you guys. I am excited to be here. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. All right, let's see here. She might be getting on a minute late. If you guys want to see some self-care tips after this, I've been blogging at bonniedonahue.com. That's my blog, but I've been going over my night routine, my morning routine, and I've been getting a lot of response for that. You could also subscribe at bonniedonahue.com because I email my posts out every single week. Yay, Claire is on. Okay, Claire, I'm going to bring you right on because I just got on a minute or two ago, so I've already been introducing the topic. Leighton is one of the gold leaders on our team. She has hundreds of people on her team. She is a phenomenal leader, growing herself, her team. They're international. She really puts her heart into her business. She loves to see people. She loves to do online classes. She loves the one-on-one connection with the people. And Claire, I'm going to let you take it over since I already introduced a lot of it.
Oh,
you
did. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting on.
Yeah.
Fun to see you. I was trying to get my stand set up, but it's not working for me at the moment. So I'm just gonna hold my phone. Hi, everybody. Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so I missed the beginning part, but I'm assuming you told them we're just kind of talking about a few things you can do to like take care of you and maybe prevent a little burnout.
Yep.
Some of us have been doing this a year now. Crazy to think. And so just some thoughts had been swirling in my head just regarding myself. And then also when I'd been talking with some of my team members, you know, I kept hearing a common thread pop up a little bit about, you know, I think us as women, nothing against the men, but we as women tend to be the caretakers of everything. And you're juggling a lot. You are juggling a lot because the mom hat is on 24/7. Some of you are working outside jobs, and some of you are doing your oil business and trying to grow that to either replace it or supplement what you're doing. And a lot of you are, you know, that it doesn't stop there. It's because we're helpers and we're doers. And so you're in the community and you're doing all these things. And so sometimes what can happen is we put ourselves last. I don't know if that's true for you. So if it is, this will really resonate with you, I hope. So in that thought, I hope my thoughts aren't like too jumbled, but this was really on my heart last week. And I did a video in my team group for some of the people there, just because it was real specific to what I'd been talking about. And then Bonnie and I were talking, and we thought, you know, this might help some people here too. I mean, who doesn't need to always know how to take care of ourselves better, right? I mean, I'm in my 40s and I'm still learning new things about how to take care of me. So there's just a few things that I thought of in that. One is sometimes we already know this. We have to say no to some things that maybe aren't good for us. They're not going to serve a purpose in your life that is good. Okay. It could be negativity, could be just busyness in general, you know, things like that it's like, no, you know that you should say no to it, or you just need to cut it out. I'm going to speak to Facebook just a little bit on this, because I think Facebook is such an amazing tool, but it can also really bring in a lot of negativity into our life. So a couple things that I do is if there's a friend, and I had several of this, like over the last few years, I've weeded out a lot. If there's friends that you're friends with and their posts are always negative or argumentative on Facebook, just unfollow. You don't have to unfriend them. They will never know. They will never know that you're not seeing their posts. So you don't have to get anything weird like that, but you can click unfollow that person, and then you just won't see their posts in your news feed. Get rid of it. Like, it just doesn't serve anything. Get rid of it. You may even have to unfriend some people. That's fine. That's a whole different situation, but you can just unfollow and they'll never know. Okay. Another thing is find either people or whether they're people you personally know or people that you follow that's positive. And you can click see first. Like, there's a little button on the side when you go to their page, and you can click see first in your newsfeed. So when you wake up or whenever you get on Facebook, those are the ones that you're going to see first when you wake up. So if there's an inspirational person, like I have several, like I have a faith. So there's a few people that are of faith that I see their posts first, because it is uplifting and it's starting my day right. I also have a few recipe, you know, just anything good. So those are a couple tips there. Okay. You gotta set up boundaries in all areas of your life to just be able to say no to things that are not good for you. Okay. Now, sometimes we have to say no to things that are good for us. There's a lot of good things out there to say yes to, but you can't say yes to everything. You just can't. So that's where it gets tricky, because I think when we say no and we know it's something good, we have a lot of guilt. We have a lot of guilt with that, and we either don't say no, or we do say no, and then we like think about it and you're like, oh, I should have. Okay, well, first of all, erase should from your vocabulary. Like, that word should just not even be a vocabulary word. Should, right? So get rid of that, you know, and just try to tell yourself it's okay. It's okay to say no to things that are good, because you can only do so much in your life and so much in your business. So if you are feeling overtaxed and overwhelmed, then it could be a good idea for you to maybe just write down everything that you're involved in. How much time does that take in your life? And is there something that maybe this isn't the right season for? Or could you limit the amount of time that you spend on one thing, just to fit things in? You know, it could be either or. Only you will know that. And then go with it. Something that my mom always told me, especially when my kids were little, is to think of things seasonally. So when I was volunteering, like in the school or the church, I always thought in terms of quarters, for fall, winter, spring, and summer. And so most of my commitments, I would have maybe one commitment would be like a year thing, but most of my commitments were like, okay, I can do this for 3 months. And then something in my life might change, because it kind of goes, especially when you have kids, it goes with the seasons of when they do sports. Yeah. And we don't know what their activities, you know, things. And that advice has served me well. I can think a year with some things, but most things it's like, okay, for the next 3 months. Okay. So without the guilt. So then in terms of business or even life, actually, if you have not seen the Power Hour video that Bonnie did, I think it's up in your pinned training post. There's a Power Hour video.
Or some of the videos are public on YouTube and some are private, but
okay,
it's in the pinned post. I'll check right now.
Okay, so the basic concept of Power Hour is that you have an hour block of time. Maybe for some of you, that's 30 minutes. It doesn't matter. Figure out what yours is, but you're very focused and disciplined on what you're doing during that time. So some of us may already do that in the home. If you don't implement that, like I'll be like, okay, I have 30 minutes. I'm going to just quick whip up the house together. And then whatever I get done in 30 minutes is like done, and then move on. Same deal for your business. Like, okay, I maybe have 30 minutes a day. What activities are going to be the most important to do during that time? And it's always going to be a contact inviting follow-up, just so you know. Those are always going to be the most important activities, is talking with the people. So I'll even set my phone timer for like 30 minutes and be like, okay, here's my list. I already know my list because I have it written out. And I can go and check their Facebook profile and the messages to see when I talked with them last and what I said, because there's no way to remember that many people. And then that's what I'm focused on, is just getting back and like, okay, let's have another conversation. So, and then when 30 minutes are done, they're done, you know, and then you move on. So, okay, the other thing is use the oils. Use the oils. They are so amazing for emotional support.
I'm all over.
Right? Yeah. When we were at convention, we learned even more about the science behind the emotional support of these oils. Okay, it's real science-based. I knew that my first oil experience was with wild orange, and I had such a powerful, uplifting mood change experience that first couple days that I bought the Natural Solutions kit. I mean, it was that powerful. And so I think most of us get into the oils because we had a good experience, right? Then we jump into the business because we're like, oh my gosh, I have to help everybody experience these oils and how good they're gonna, you know, we want to help everybody. We want everybody to feel good as we do. Well, I don't know about you, but time goes by and pretty soon you're helping everybody else and you forget to help yourself with the oils. So if you have kind of maybe just put yourself on the back burner in that way, bring it back to the forefront. Here's a couple things you can do with the oils, okay? First of all, if you do not have the emotions book, you need to get it.
Oh, I've got that right here.
Okay. Yep, here's mine. Okay, so the emotions book, they have an updated one now, and I don't have this one, the updated. I need to get it.
Oil Life.
Yeah, Oil Life, Amazon, wherever. Make sure you get it with the wheel. If you look on Amazon, sometimes they'll sell the book, but without the wheel. That's a big thing. You need the wheel. So one side of the wheel is like the negative emotions and what you feel and what oils can help with that. And then the other side is like positive emotions. So it doesn't matter which side you look at. We keep this on my fridge. I actually have a couple of them. I keep one in my office. We have one on our fridge. And you may just need to do a stop and check kind of checkpoint with yourself throughout the day. I get people that message me all the time about, wow, I'm feeling like this. What should I do? Yeah. And it's like, well, let's look at the emotions wheel. What does the wheel tell you? So that's one thing you can do. If you have the iTovi scanner, this is like top of the line. Like this is your,
I love
amazing.
it. I love it.
Yeah, it's spot on. It's almost scary.
It's
I would say,
scary.
yes, I will look up the oils in the emotion book with what it says, because it'll tell you the top oils that your body needs right then. And it'll break it down into like, is this because of a physical issue, an emotional issue? Oh, and there's one more. Can't remember what that is. There's 3 different categories. So you can kind of know, oh, that's an oil it's saying I need emotionally. Why is that? Mm-hmm. And then you go and read about it and you're like, wow, that is so true. And then use the oil, because it really is there to support you. But if you do not have this, that's okay, because the color wheel, you just have to stop and check and like, how am I feeling right now? How do I want to feel? And go grab that oil and use it. Another way, if you don't have this, you can still start today by using these oils. So I'm going to just see if I can do this one-handed. Grab some oils. So I have, well, first of all, if you don't have the emotions set, you need it. Use your points, get it on your next LRP, whatever you need to do. Yeah, you have the touch. I've got the touch too. Here's just some of them. Other good oils for mood support are anything citrus, wild orange, of course. Everybody needs to have wild orange. Anything citrus, copaiba oil.
Oh, tell them about that story that you saw on the Australian.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Oh,
who it was?
I can't remember her name. She's another Australian. She's like a diamond or something. She had opened copaiba oil for the first time on her live video, and she was smelling it, and she literally lost her train of thought. Like, it just impacted her so much. She stopped her video because she had no words. And then she came back on. She's like, I'm fine. I just had an oil experience. So let's see, Serenity, Balance, Siberian Fir, any of those. So here's what you can do is sniff the oils, you guys. These are oils it's okay to sniff. So sniff the oils.
Like, I'm having my own experience over here. I'm doing cheer.
Okay, this one is not, you will just know. Like somebody said, how do you know if the oil calls to you? You're going to just know, because you're going to be like, oh, I want to smell that again. Okay. Right now I'm smelling copaiba, and a lot of times when I smell it, I'm just like, oh yes, put that one on. Today, I'm not feeling it. So I'm going to go to another one. This one's Serenity.
Sometimes I'll give them to my husband without him knowing what it is. I'm like, just smell it. Like, does it do anything for you today? And sometimes, yes. Yeah. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
One.
Yeah.
You just have them smell them, and
just
whatever
do
they're
it.
on to is the one that they need.
You will just know. People are like, how do you know? It's like, well, have you tried it yet? Just try it, and then you will know. Okay. And I do that with the emotion oils too, until I just find the one, if I haven't used my iTovi that day, or if you don't have one, you're just going to know. A lot of times, it's weird, what's been calling to me lately is passion and the jasmine.
Fire
layer.
blend.
Yep. Okay, so passion I'm smelling right now. And I'm actually smelling more of the, what is it? The wood oil in it. There's sandalwood. Sometimes when I smell it, all I smell is jasmine.
Oh,
it is the weird thing.
I smell cinnamon in that one.
Okay, I'm smelling a little bit of cinnamon and wood, but there are some days where it's like, oh, jasmine. That's the one that's called, so it's so weird. I can smell the same oil, and I will be able to pick out, depending on the day, what my body is calling to me. So I'm really curious to scan myself and see like, what is it saying today? Okay, so this is something that you can do today, even if you don't have those tools that I mentioned. It works, you guys. I was teaching a class several months ago, and this poor woman was there. She had more miscarriages than any person should ever. Nobody should have to go through any, but it was an insane amount. And she had looked up in our Essential Life book what it recommended, and it recommended a few of the emotion oils. And so I just got them out for her. I said, just smell them. And as soon as she got to console, I kid you not, I saw her body visibly shake. She got goosebumps, and she just looked at me and she said, this one.
Wow.
This one. I mean, she was at a loss for words. She just almost started to cry. She's like, this one. And so the oils are powerful. So if you are at a place where you're feeling overwhelmed by life and all that too, I think the oils play a lot into it. You know, like I said, we're so busy now at helping others and trying to build our business and answering questions for other people and like, oh, this would help you, doing all the research. So my question back to you would be, are you doing that for yourself?
Yep.
Support yourself for sure, so that you can prevent burnout with that and give your body what it needs. That's why we got into this. So those are, I jumbled a few notes, I think. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, do you know what oils your body wants? You know, do you know? So those were kind of my top thoughts that were going through my head with my team, and I, you know, thought it would maybe would help somebody here too. So I hope, yeah, it looks like I don't know if I see any questions.
Yeah, you know, I was on before it started. I'm like, oh, I couldn't see anything. None of the comments were popping up on my phone. So now I have them up. For some reason, it wasn't working, but
it is. It says she's unfollowed so many friends. Good job, girl.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah, reach out. I do too. Like all the time.
Unfollow and unfriend. And
yeah.
I'm like, you know what? If they're posting really dumb things or things that I'm like, I don't really care, goodbye. You know, and I feel bad that they might find out. But a lot of these people, people I don't connect with, I actually don't really know them in real life anyway. Because the people I know in real life, I most likely, you know, we connect. So I do it all the time, and I'm constantly changing my see first, because if I find another person I want to see first, I'm to the max, so I have to like go and see first someone, and so I can see the other people first. So I keep those people, the positive people there. And you know, and this is one thing that Ange Peters does that I love. She only goes on Facebook for like 2 minutes a day. I don't know if she still does that, but like in one of her other videos. And so if you think about that and you give yourself a time limit, like if you're on it for more than 2 minutes, you literally are wasting your time, unless you're in your power hour and you're in your group answering questions, talking to your team, posting in your page, following up with messages, or finding new people to connect to, and you're like, your intention is to connect. You know, if you're just wasting time, you'll know if you're wasting time. So if you want to do it for fun, do that at night when it's like not time and you're just like sitting there with whatever, if you have time to spare. But that's huge time suck. And what Claire was saying, a lot of people, they get on and they feel compared to everybody else on Facebook. Oh my gosh, there's this and this. Yeah. There's that saying, it's like, don't compare your life to someone else's with the highlight reel, right? Whatever it is. You know? Oh yeah, it can be depressing. So,
it'll like starting to bring you down, then you need to like switch how you're doing it for sure.
Yeah.
And also you mentioned it a little bit, but just to make sure when you are getting on, like especially during your power hour, try learn and teach yourself to not be reactive first, meaning first time you get on, not to just react and be like, okay, I'm going to answer messages first. People are asking me questions, I'm going to get to them first. Instead, switch it and be like, how am I going to add value first? So I'm going to do my post and my oil group or my business. I actually use the Facebook scheduler a lot. That will save you so much time. If you spend an hour once every 2 weeks and you're scheduling posts, that saves you a lot of time, and it's free. You can do it through Facebook. And then with your personal page, am I adding value first? Then answer if there's any time, to go back that way. So I'm messaging people first, or I'm trying to be proactive instead of reactive when I hop on there. I get sucked into Facebook too. I think we all do it, but as long as you know what your purpose is and what you're trying to do and set those, you can kind of start to train yourself to where it's way more positive. I personally like to see scripture in my newsfeed when I wake up and when I check on there first. So I will find, those types of inspirational people or sites where that's what's going to pop up in there first to start my day.
I love that. I have a question for people who are listening. One of the things that Claire said, she's like, what do you feel guilty about? So if there is something, I'd love to hear if they want to comment, like what do you feel guilty about, like saying no to, or something about yourself? I'm just curious. We can answer or just give our own thoughts. And I love what Claire said about setting up like self-care. Like that is so huge. So just there's a few things that you can do every day. Like I love what Claire said, just do the emotion test. Like if you don't have the Itobi, the wheel is amazing. If you guys are having a certain emotion right now, let me know and I'll read off what oil you need right this exact second if you don't have the wheel. But I think there's a PDF form online too. I believe. I don't know, but you need, it was like $5 to get your, but
wheels are so cheap. But if you can get the book too. I mean, it's so amazing.
This book sold someone today because I shared another video how Megan and I were at a juice bar and we met this guy and he's like, hey, do you do doTERRA? And we're like, yes. And so he's like, hey, I'm a health coach. I want to learn more about doTERRA. So it kind of was funny, but I had Itobi with me because I was going to scan Megan and I scanned him and then he read what it said. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm a believer. Like it was so spot on that if you have this and someone's not sure about oils, you scan them, then they read, like it says emotional, environmental, and physical, like what oil they need for that category. And then the emotional oil is like literally spot on where it is. It's scary, like how spot on it is. You can do it for yourself, your spouse, your kids, your clients, whoever. It's so spot on. So what I've been doing for myself and my husband and my kids too, but my husband, I go through it a lot faster. I'll scan us whenever and then I'll make a roller bottle of all the things we need. And then when that roller bottle is gone, like for me, it's about a week to go through it so quick. Then I'll scan again and I'll do it again. And so I'm constantly like giving my body what oils that it needs. And then we just started doing like a Sunday night bath where we're just like, okay, just relax, get ready for the week. You know, just set up some small self-care things for yourself that are non-negotiable.
Yep.
You know, you have to do that. And then you can also say, well, this is what I do, and then tell others.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes I feel, I mean, most people probably feel like 5 different emotions within an hour sometimes.
Hello.
You know, so, you know, sometimes you have, if you're having a really emotional day, which, some of us do, you could check with yourself each hour and be like, okay, what am I feeling now? And then use that oil. And then, I had to do that one day last week and I was using my I scan myself like every couple hours. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to use that oil and I'm going to scan that. And then that oil didn't pop back up because I had already taken care of that issue.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, it's like, there was like nothing emotional that popped up. It was just some physical stuff. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Robin's asking where the yellow book is, oillife.com or Amazon, Robin. It's called Emotions and Essential Oils. And it comes with the color wheel. Make sure that yours comes with this wheel, the emotions wheel, because that's really
mine came together. And then Claire, can you take Melanie and Maria's question, because I think you would answer them perfectly. Melanie said, what about the guilt question? She goes, asked to do a lot of church things. Some I time for, and some I don't, and I feel bad saying no. And I think they know I wouldn't say no. So,
okay, Melanie, I can still relate. For those of you that don't know my story, my husband and I were in ministry for 20 years. Okay. So I understand this question very much. And it is an emotional battle. First of all, we have to think about what we're telling ourselves. If we tell ourselves we're supposed to feel guilty and we're supposed to do more, that's what we're going to feel. So you have to change your talk. It's your self-talk. But I don't know if you were on in the beginning, Melanie, but I implemented, I did this with church specifically, seasonally. So I would think, my mom's advice to me was, when you commit to certain things in your life, think of it seasonally. If they're asking you to do a year-long thing, ask if that's something, say, no, I can give this quarter. So that would be in terms of 3 months. 3 months blocks of time, because I think that's how the seasons flow with our kids and activities. And, by then everything changes again. So I would be like, okay, unless it was teaching Sunday school, then that is a year commitment. And I did not do that every year. I did not do it every year, even though my kids were in Sunday school, and it is okay to say no to that. Right. So if I did give a year commitment in that respect, I most likely did not do another church volunteer position for that year, unless it was going to be like a one night thing, perhaps. But I did think in terms of seasons and be like, okay, I could do this for you know, these 3 months. Or if I've already said yes to one thing during that season, then I already know in my head, oh, I already have a boundary of one thing. So now I'm free to say no. I don't know if that makes sense. So that would be my recommendation, is pick one, especially if you have a family and you've got your own kids, because your first ministry is at home. Your first ministry is at home, with your kids, with your husband, with yourself. Then think, I mean, for me, it was like, okay, I could do one thing and think about what that would be. If you're a person who can, some people can do a little bit more, but nobody should be doing 5 volunteer positions at church, even 3. Like, that's too much.
And I'll add to that, not about the church thing, but also, but in terms of the quarters, your business is going, like, you need to reevaluate your business every quarter too, because they're going to be 90-day, that's a quarter, 90-day pushes where you're going full force, enrolling and doing tons of classes, and you are really up in your game. Like, sometimes it's a push, like you are pushing yourselves. I've done several of those. Then you need like 90 days to breathe, but also to maintain
member care.
Do the member care, make sure everyone's been touched, everyone, you know, been talked to, they're in all the groups, you may be getting a gift from you, you know, you're really maintaining for 90 days, right, for that quarter, and then you can reevaluate. Do you do another push? Do you need more time to get everyone up and rolling? You know, so you need to be reevaluating all areas of your life every quarter. Especially the more you grow, the more things, you know, you need to evaluate. Now, I can only see 4 questions, but I think it was Maria that said, what do you do? She feels guilty about only giving 1 sample, that she wants to give more than 1 sample. And you were just talking about sampling and getting on the phone with them first. So they might want to hear that. Or Maria.
Oh, yes.
I can't see it right now.
I see it now. I
okay.
Used that part. Like, if you give a sample and they want another one, it's hard for you to say no. Feel like you're being used. Yeah, you kind of are if they just are always asking for free stuff. So what do you do about that? I just recently switched up how I'm doing sampling, just a really minor tweak, and it works really well because I'm at the point where I still have some warm market people, but I am attracting some social media people. So you kind of never know. So you have to kind of know who's your market you're dealing with. Is it your warm or cold? But I got this idea from another wellness advocate too. So if they are social media people I do not know, like I've never had a conversation, I'm not going to run into them, you know, at church or the sporting event or whatever, be able to hand off to them and talk to them as they get their sample, then I say, great. You know, and I don't offer samples all the time. I do, I'll post every once in a while in my group, like, oh, it's sample Saturday, comment below, you know, your top 3 or 2 health concerns, and I'll randomly pick a few to follow up on. Then I have control about who I want to, you know, how many I want to give, what I want to give, and who I give it to. Okay. And that tells you a lot about them. So then what I did when they commented, I messaged them and I was like, great, tell me why, you know, tell me more about what you're dealing with. And if they were someone that I chose, I said, okay, great. So before I sample, I like to get on the phone with everyone because I want you to know how to use your oils. I want to make sure that we're giving you the right one, you know, that's the right one for your body and what you need. And the first one to try for you, and get them on the phone. If they don't get on the phone with you, then too bad. Then they don't get the sample, right? So it works really well. So if you've already sampled them, you know, you just kind of let them know, like, hey, you know, it's just at that boundary at the beginning. Say, I give out 1 or 2 samples so that you can just kind of dip your toes in, try the oils. We want you to have a good experience. And also make sure you're giving it to them for something specific. Ask them what they want to use it for. Then pick symptoms. Like if they say, oh, I have Crohn's, for example. Well, don't go researching about Crohn's. Just say, what are your main symptoms with that? Okay, what are the top symptoms? And so it's going to be digestive, and we know they're going to get a quick response. So pick things they're going to get a quick response for. Tension, headaches, you know, the digestive, some mood, something that can uplift them, energy, something, you know, peppermint's going to be great. Sample from the top 10, give them only 1 or 2. And once
too.
It's cheaper that way. And we don't want them trying 5 different things for one issue. You know, that's too confusing. And once they have a good oil experience, which is your goal, you want that oil to work, well, then they are ready for a one-on-one or to come to a class. Mm-hmm. So then you say, you know, great, I'm so glad you loved, you know, how that oil helped for you. I would love to share more about what the other oils can do for you. And, you know, when are you free? Give them 2 times. So.
Yeah, I love that. She also asked, you do a sample day, but you recommend a sample week. So I have an answer, but I want to hear yours too.
Do I only do a sample day? Do you recommend a sample week? Okay. When I sample, it kind of goes to the seasons thing. Okay. So I don't want to sample, and also my time. So when I look at it, I try to sample once a month kind of right now because I'm in another push of like, I want new people. So I did, and it depends on how many people you have on your list. And, you know, I don't know, there's different seasons. I do not do a sample day or a sample week. I'm like, I don't know, I've done it before where it's like, okay, I have 50 samples and I'm going to keep pushing for that. And it doesn't mean that I'm just I'll post it, but I'm literally going and messaging people and saying, hey, I'm on a sampling challenge and I have a goal to help 50 people. I thought of you. Have you tried oils before? I want to make sure they're not with doTERRA first. And would you be open to sampling something? So get that question out there. Like, it's okay to ask that. You're running a business. And then I just kept going. I did this in September. So I just kept going. I think I got like 30 people to work with. And for me, 30 people is a lot of follow-up and to take care of. So I was like, okay, no more sampling. Let's work with the people I got. And then October, I just did 1 sample day because I only wanted like 10 more people to work with because I was still following up with those other, you know, if they're people you don't know, you could be following up with them for a while. You know, it takes a while for them to get to know you. I don't know if that answers that question, but Bonnie, you probably have thoughts too.
Well, I was going to say, the more people that you sample, the more business you're going to have. So it's up to you, you know, and however you want to market it, you know. Yep. I've done it where I just posted, hey, I'm doing samples, like leave a comment, or I had them fill out a sheet, you know. But I did exactly what Claire said too. And I'm like, I went to them and said, hey, you know, I'm looking to sample. At that time, I was going crazy with 100 people in 1 month. I'm like, I'm doing 100 people in 1 month. Yep. Out of you, again, have you used oils? Some of them say, yes, I already use them. Awesome. Some say, no, I'm not interested. Or they'll say, yes, I've actually been wanting to try them. So you'll get every answer. And I went through and I was like a list on my Facebook, my friends of the women that I'm like, okay, they are sort of into natural things. They have kids, you know, we're friends, whatever. So you can pick and choose. And those are the people that I started with. And that was huge. But I've known, like Megan's on here. She's done Sample Sunday, where every Sunday she was posting about it. But, you know, you don't want people just wanting free stuff. You do want to find people that really want what you have. So yep. What I always say is to just try it, and you never know. Someone might be coming out of the woodwork, or, you know, you might have people that are just getting free stuff. But also, you could charge for your samples. You could say, I will send you 2 samples, it's $5. You send them wild orange and peppermint, and it covers the oils and the shipping, it's $5. You have your samples. Because yep. You are in control of your own business, so you don't need to be going broke, you know, growing your business. If, you know, some people, if they want to give out free samples, awesome. But don't feel bad for charging also if you want, because people know you are buying them, you know.
And you have to know what you want them to do after what's your goal of getting them to sample, and get them on the phone. You want them in a class. You want them to be educated. Yeah, good. Melanie says, so I just need to reach out to people and think about it. Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Posting on Facebook is amazing, but Bonnie and I will be the first, especially Bonnie too. I mean, she has a huge network, you guys, but she does the work, and she is messaging people. That's when the people sign up, is when she is actually going to them.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You can't just you can't just post something out there and then just be like, okay, they're all going to come to me. It just doesn't work that way. They are watching for sure, but they're waiting for you to reach out to them. So just do it.
And if they do not go to you, I promise they will go to someone else.
Yeah.
So
it's happened to me.
They should.
Happen.
They're your friend. They should go to you. Like, make sure they know what you're doing, that you are looking to help people.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's your business. So, wait, there's one other thing that I was going to say that I was just thinking when we were talking. It's about the oils, sampling. I don't know, it'll come up as soon as we hang this up. And we're going over. I thought this was going to be a short one, but we're awesome questions. So that's a good thing.
Very good questions. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. It was about something about sampling.
Emotions and stuff too. If you guys haven't, if you're not doing it, I recommend it every day. Sniff the oils.
Yeah.
Sniff the oils. Scan yourself. Look at the book. Look at the emotions wheel. You start learning to be more in tune with what you're feeling.
Yep.
Kind of big. So, but yeah, setting up boundaries. We do that with business too. Like, okay, if you're in a 90-day push, like Bonnie said, if you're in a push, like go big, like if you're going to be like sampling and you want to jumpstart everything, go big, message 100 people and go for it if that's your push month. And then the next few months would be like taking care of and getting them to enroll. And then you would be member care, all of those. Yeah. Think about it and see.
This was not what I was going to say, but Nikki Lynn is really good about sampling her customers. So a lot of times we think about sampling someone new to get a customer, but we could also sample our customers to show them that we are awesome advocates with great customer service, right? But also to get them to try other products. So after someone joins her team, she'll say, she'll send a welcome kit out and she'll say, hey, I'd love to also sample, give you a couple samples of oils that you don't have, that I have. So she has all the oils, but if you don't have all the oils yet, you can say, if I have that oil, I'd love to sample you on a few that did not come in their kit. Cause maybe they bought the top 10 kit, but they've been dying to try that wild orange that you keep talking about, or that grapefruit or whatever. You just throw in a sample, and then you're giving them the choice to try new oils and to be a great customer. One of the things that I'm doing now is I'm going back. I did a report in my back office, and everyone who I've enrolled who is not an LRP, I am messaging them and asking if they want to get on the phone with me, if they want to talk about their health goals, and then for doing that, I'm going to send them a little gift in the mail. Sample, it could be whatever. I've got a whole bunch of things in my house that I could just, depending on our conversation, it could, I'll give them something. Just to increase your LRP, because I was actually just doing a call with Becky, it was last week, and she did a report on her and her team of all the people that she's enrolled, what percentage of them are on LRP. So that
I did that for myself
you
too.
can keep track of your people.
Yep.
And then every month you can see, are you improving? Is it going down?
Yep.
Who do you talk to? After I'm done talking to those, I'll probably reward the people that are on LRP. So I'll go back to them and talk to them, maybe send them something special, because people love it. You don't have to do this, you guys. Oh, this is what I was going to say before, but I forgot. If you're spending a lot of money on sampling and they're not signing up, there's something wrong, probably with what you're saying. I'm just going to be
honest. We just need to fill up an area. Yeah.
If you're investing into sampling, you should be enrolling people, so that fast start bonus is the money that you could be using to reinvest. So you don't want to go negative growing your business. So if you're enrolling those people, stop what you're doing and figure out what you're doing wrong, right? So you can move forward with someone actually enrolling, and then you get money, right? Because it's not charity, it is a business. So you do want to make sure you're not just giving everything away, and people are watching you, and if they see you losing all that money, they're not going to want to do what you're doing anyway. So you can just say, nope, I'm at my quota for samples for the month, but I would love to have you as my customer. You will love our community, whatever, be firm with what you're going to do and what you're saying, and they will respect you for that, so. Okay, and
love it.
Oh, we should end this because it's been way longer than we had planned. I thought it was 15 minutes, but it's good. It's a good topic,
So
I know. I love chatting with everybody.
yeah.
So good.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you,
Good
Claire.
comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for getting on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I hope it helps.
Yeah.
I know it's something I'm always trying to think about for myself. So
yeah, you're awesome. Thank you, Claire. We appreciate it.
yeah.
Right.
Bye.